Hello world, welcome to Pass Interference. This is going to be our second installment talking about week 3 in the NFL football season. Now, before I get into any of the recaps of football this week, I must talk about our supreme idiot president, Donald Trump, for his horrible comments and remarks of the NFL Association owners, players, coaches. You have united us all. I don't want to say thank you, but I guess, no, whatever, you're still an idiot. But thank you, NFL, for coming together and showing the world how we can all unite with the supreme idiot in office. Anyway, moving on, let's get to football, okay? What's up, world? My name is Shira Duncan, and I'm here to introduce to you my show, Pass Interference. It's an NFL talk show with a little bit of twist, and ladies, I'm doing this for us. Every week, I'm going to talk about the world of football, the highs, the lows, the ins and outs, as well as a little treat for you, the Fantasy Football Husband of the Week. We're going to see the man behind the number. And every week, I'm going to teach you a lesson in football, from penalties, offsides, safety, you name it. So check me out every Wednesday. Starting out Thursday night game, we had the LA Rams against the San Francisco 49ers. Now, this was an offense-driven game. There was no defense. The score, 41-39. 41-39. Where was the defense? They weren't there, but the offense was. So let's talk about that. Jared Goff. Now, this is his second year as a quarterback. He had 292 yards, 3 touchdowns. And then Brian Hoyer, he is the quarterback for San Francisco 49ers. He had 332 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 1 interception. Todd Gurley, LA Rams, he rushed for a total of 113 yards with 2 touchdowns. And the MVP on San Francisco 49ers was Pierre Garçon, who had 142 yards. And there's nothing else that needs to be said. That game was very fun, very electric, exciting. Looking forward to seeing what their offense is going to do, but both of these teams need to work on their defense if they're ever going to go anywhere. All right, now this week, the Sunday games. If you sat back and watched all the games like I did, this was the most exciting week yet. There was so much going on. We're going to go ahead and start off with the Baltimore Ravens and the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're the first team to play in London. They came on at 9:30. Did not watch the game, caught the highlights, and let's just say the Jaguars smacked the Ravens. I don't know. I'm just going to blame it on the time difference maybe, or maybe it just kind of sucked. Everybody has their day. Every dog has their day, and it wasn't the Ravens' day. Cleveland Browns, Indianapolis Colts. 28-31 was the final score. The Indianapolis Colts pulled it out. Again, like I said last week, the Cleveland Browns are not the same team. They're definitely fighting tooth and nail just to try to get a little bit of better improvement, I guess you could say. They're not going to go to the playoffs, but again, like I said, they're going to win more games than 1 or 2. I hope. I'm still aiming high for you, Cleveland. Reach for the stars, get it together. You're trying to, but we'll see. New York Giants played the Philadelphia Eagles. This was a crazy game. Started out kind of slow, but it picked up about third quarter. Now, Philadelphia Eagles pulled it out. They won. Their kicker made a 61-yard field goal, and that sealed the deal. Now, the New York Giants are 0-3, which is kind of crazy, but it's still early to tell, so we'll just keep on going with that. New York Jets beat the Miami Dolphins 6-20. That says enough. Buffalo Bills conquered the Denver Broncos. Now, I wasn't expecting that from Denver. Denver has a better defense, aggressive defense, but I don't really know what happened. Von Miller got that crazy penalty call, which I think was up in the air, but Trevor Siemian had the worst game of his career yet. But again, this is week 3. A lot can happen. We're wide open, totally wide open. Saints versus the Panthers, 34-13. Saints came out to play. I don't know where Cam was, but he wasn't in the stadium on Sunday. I don't know if he's afraid to get, I don't know about afraid to get hit. He got sacked about 3 times. But Saints, I like it. I like what you're doing. I like the intensity. I like where you're going. It's still early. Who knows? But their defense showed up and their running game showed out. So we'll see about that. Steelers and the Bears. Now this game, let's talk about it. Chicago Bears, they won. Score was 17-23. Now this was a close game, but really it didn't have to be. Marcus Cooper Chicago Bears block punt. Almost had the touchdown. If you saw the highlights, if you watched the game, I'm so sorry, Chicago Bears fans. I know you were pissed off because I will be too. He was right there at the 1 yard line. He's being cocky, doing a lot. Should have just kept on running. Go through. Didn't do your little dance, but no, you want to strut and you want to slow it down. And boom, what happened? Good hustle on the Steelers. Knocked it out of your hand. I mean, that has to be one of the dumbest plays of the week. I didn't see anything else as dumb as that. That was a touchdown. That was a touchdown. But that's what happens when you get too cocky. You got to get the touchdown. Then you can go ahead and celebrate. Falcons, Lions game. Oh my gosh. Detroit. I'm keeping my eye on Detroit. They're definitely trying to make a stance this year. They're trying to do something different. You can definitely tell. They fought the entire game. Both teams were 2-0, so this is their first loss. For the Lions, I didn't catch the end of this game, and I've been going back. I'm not really too clear what happened, but basically there wasn't enough time for the Lions to kind of come back and try to do anything. So the Falcons kind of got lucky a little bit. But it was a fight. It was a great game. If you caught it on Sunday, it was pretty good. Really, really good. All right, my two sleeper teams played each other. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Minnesota Vikings, 17-34. Minnesota Vikings pulled it out. Whew, I don't know what's going on with Minnesota Vikings, but keep it up, whatever you're doing. I still have high hopes for Tampa Bay. Just wasn't their day, and it happens. Kind of one of those things. Texans versus Patriots. Come on, New England. What's really going on? I could have swore you guys won the Super Bowl last year. I feel like maybe because we're talking too much about you and we're hyping you up too much, you guys don't know how to perform. I don't know, but that was a close game against the Houston Texans. 33-36. Woo! I don't know. We Patriot fans out there, I don't know what they're doing, but at the same time, it's week 3. So I have my opinions. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, but they can always make a change. They do make a change. They're one of the stellar football clubs in the NFL. What can I say? Moving on to the Bengals, Packers. Green Bay Packers pulled it out. Now, Cincinnati came out the gate. They came out the gate. I was a little nervous. I think they were the first to put up about 20 points before Green Bay even put anything on the board. But again, this is Aaron Rodgers. Don't sleep on Aaron Rodgers. He will find a way. If there is a way, he will find it and he will make it. He might pull it out of the sky, pull it out of the ground, pull it out of his ear. I don't know, but he figures it out every time. All right, moving on to the Kansas City Chiefs and LA Chargers. 24-10, Kansas City Chiefs pulled it out. They definitely right now are showing that they are the best team in the AFC West. Still early again, but I really don't have much more to say, but go Chiefs, keep it up. Now, LA Chargers aren't too bad off, but they have so much electric fire in their offense and defense. Oakland Raiders versus the Washington Redskins. They pulled it out 10-27. Washington Redskins destroyed Oakland Raiders' run game. Destroyed them. Beast mode was puppy mode. I don't know. He didn't do much of anything. And Carr, I don't know if Carr, something was in the water. Something was in his head. I don't know what was going on. But all I know is he got sacked 3 times. Threw 2 interceptions. It was a little painful. You do know who my team is. And as you can see, I'm still hurt by this, but it's week 3. We can make changes. Oakland Raiders have the Denver Broncos next week, so that's a rivalry game, so we'll definitely see who's going to show up and show out. Monday night's game, Dallas Cowboys against the Arizona Cardinals. 28-17, Dallas fought to the very end. They definitely had to make up for last week against the Denver Broncos. Dak Prescott had an impressive game, nice little quarterback sneak, somersaulted into the end zone for a touchdown. That was awesome. Ezekiel Elliott, now first half, kind of quiet. Third quarter, he came out to play. 80 yards, 1 touchdown. I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. It's way better than it was last year. We only had about 8 yards, but he's still young. He's still figuring it out. He still has a lot going on off the field. So, I appreciate it. I appreciate him stepping up and shows a sign of maturity for him in this football game. Dez Bryant. Now, Dez Bryant didn't do much. Didn't have a lot going on. But I'll tell you what, that one play, he was beast mode. I think it was about, 4 defenders dragging them all the way into the end zone to get the touchdown. I mean, at first it was kind of up in the air, but as the ref called it, it was a touchdown. So, used to not be a really big Dez Bryant fan. I thought he was a little much. But at the end of the day, one thing I'm realizing is he shows up when he needs to show up. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters when it comes to winning a football game. All right, now it is time for my favorite segment of the show, Fantasy Football Husband of the Week. It's just so nice. This week is Clay Matthews. Some of you know Clay Matthews. He's number 52 on the Green Bay Packers. You may see him on the field with his beautiful, luxurious blonde hair hanging out of his helmet, but look at him without that helmet. He makes me speechless. He really does. Now it's time for the lesson of the week. This week's lesson is pass interference. You're going to hear this in every game that you watch. So now you'll be able to understand what they mean. Now, the true definition of pass interference is a foul that occurs when a player interferes with an eligible receiver's ability to make a fair attempt to catch a forward pass. Now, basically, as far as defense goes, if a defender is not looking at the ball, is not aware of the ball, no matter how great the defense is, even if they're not touching them, that can get called as pass interference if that receiver does not get the ball because they're not even looking at the ball, they're just looking at the receiver. So for a defensive player, it is important to always be aware of where the ball is as well as defending the receiver. Now, just so you know, the offensive player can get pass interference. How is that? Well, if the receiver is going for the ball up the field, the defender is on him real close, and he pushes off to give space between him and the defender and is able to make the catch, that's pass interference because he's not allowing the defender to do what he needs to do. There should be no touching, no grabbing, no holding. It should just be pure athleticism. Who is the better? Who's the better receiver? Who is the better defender? Who's going to make it work? Who's going to do the matchup? Any touching, any pushing off, or just not even aware of the ball, especially on the defense, that's going to be pass interference, and it's an automatic first down. So there's nothing worse than a team close in the red zone to get pass interference and then get another first down, a whole nother set of downs. Usually does score a touchdown. So it's definitely one of those penalties that teams hate. He is a beautiful specimen. All you usually see on the field is his luxurious blonde hair, but looking at these photos, he is sexy. He is a hunk of man. Okay, I'm gonna do that over again. He is sexy though.